Hello and welcome to the Pandemic Talk Show. I'm Justin Kaufman. TJ Shanoff and Scott Goldstein are here as well. Get to them in just a second, but we want to do something different today. Our first guest, one of Chicago's premier musicians from Bloodshot Records. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Robbie Fulks. Robbie, yes.
Some roof from the sky, something's crossed the ground. Their bent backs turned to all heaven above sends down. Scratch and pull from this earth what gold it may give. Fattening on the feast to come, laboring now to live. And America is a hard religion. Not just anyone may enter. America is a hard religion. Some never do surrender. Sent to a savage land, mother knows not why. To plant a seed in rocky soil and perhaps to die. Freedom come it may to this child instead. Freedom comes, freedom goes, father surely did. And America is a hard religion. Not just anyone may enter. America is a hard religion. Some never do surrender. Paid by thanks nor praise, yet we soldier on. Trials to test our hearts, doubts to make us strong. Cheered by loved ones that from the graveyard say, all my tears surely gone after I fly away. And America is a hard religion. Not just anyone may enter. America is a hard religion. Some never do surrender.
Yeah, there it is. Right, Robbie Fulks, we saw at the top of the show, and he has been such a great Chicago artist for such a long time. One of the guys who just, think about Bloodshot Records, all the records he's done, all the shows he's done, work he's done at Old Town School and beyond. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up. Robbie Fulks back on the Pandemic Talk Show. Robbie! There we go. There he is.
Hey, guys.
Good to see you, buddy.
Take it off.
Hey, TJ. Hey,
Robbie.
Scott.
Hey, Robbie.
So, Robbie, how are you doing? Yeah, there you go. Take it off there.
That was great, and great sequence of guests, by the way.
All right. Started with
Atomic
you.
Bomb, followed by the Ferret. Here I am.
So how are you dealing with the shelter-in-place stuff? What are you dealing with this stay-at-home stuff in a
I love
good way?
it, man. It's talk to me in 4 years. I might have a different opinion, but it's like reading and music and movies, and it's great. I know it's not nice to say in a way, but yeah, I really like it.
Do you find yourself being artistic and creative when you need to be as a singer-songwriter, or is it just like all like, I'm gonna watch Netflix?
No, I don't know, artistic? No, I never find myself being artistic, really. I'm practicing the guitar and reading books. I don't know if that's artistic. It's
good. It's better than most.
Pretty privileged lifestyle. And by the way, and they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they walk alike, they dress alike, at times they even talk. I can't remember it either.
That's good stuff. All right. I was thinking about you the other day about just the idea that a lot of the music and that you've performed in your career, you've taken from different times, and you've almost been like a musical historian. When people look at this time, do you think there's going to be an explosion of songwriters writing about what society is going through right now? Is that going to be what folk singers in 10, 15, 20 years are going to be pointing to, the COVID years?
Well, I mean, I think we could look back to the last two great disruptions, right? Like 9/11 and 2008. And I don't know how many folk songs came out of those. Some good country songs. I mean, depending on what your idea of good is, but some country songs came out of 9/11 that were memorable and that were popular. 2008, I don't know. And this time around, yeah, it seems like, you'd almost be foolish to overlook it. History's thrust us into this time, and I can say I've written, a couple that are definitely influenced by, like, how can you not be influenced by what's in the air right now?
Yeah.
Neil Young in '04 had Let's Impeach the President after the Iraq invasion. I feel like not enough. There was a time, Robbie, when artists would step out a lot more. Maybe this will be the resurgence to get artists to feel the confidence to make commentary again and not worry about airplay and radio and all that junk anymore. Maybe.
I guess I just don't know enough about popular music to disagree or agree with that, but I suspect in like hip hop that there's a lot of talking back going on. And, I'm on the more like cautious, or cowardly side of it myself, probably. I dance around the stuff sometimes, but I almost, I find myself kind of regretful that the country is so, like, there's two camps that can't even communicate with one another. That's where I land on it.
Well, I appreciated your music in that form, because the stuff you do for the Carolinas and the material that you've sort of engrossed yourself in has been material that, you being someone from Chicago performing and almost celebrating the work of the South. It's been a big part of your dichotomy, the way that you are as an artist. So you've been able to branch that where many artists and I guess right now many people can't.
Yeah, I guess I just like to sing about, I mean, all the stuff that got into me before I was 21 years old is the stuff that's been that's hit me the hardest. And that's when, before I was in Chicago, and that's why I sing a lot of that style of music. But I think no matter where I lived, I would just like that. I think I just think it's great music. I happen to love it.
What is it about that music? What is it about the music of the South and the music you particularly perform that draws you to it?
Well, it comes from a lot of like weird outsider people, as you know, that came over from Scotland and Ireland and landed up in the Appalachians. And a lot of them were people you wouldn't want to go to dinner with necessarily, but the stories that they came up with, about murder and blues and heartbreak and trouble. I think that speaks to the human experience, even below the level of going out to dinner and cracking jokes with somebody. I think it just addresses something pretty fundamental. And then there's like the music of it too, aside from the storylines, like by now the standard of playing in like bluegrass and old timey too is so high that it's inspiring to listen to music at that level and try to live up to it.
Yeah. You're seeing more and more artists. I think you more and more artists kind of finding hybrids around that, to take some of the old timey and the bluegrass and
right.
and add other things into it. Do you like that? Are you a purist in that way? Or do you like the fact that so many different artists from some of the newer stuff, even the electronic stuff, is borrowing from that culture?
I like to work both ends of it, like in the spate of writing that I've done over the last 3 or 4 months. I noticed after a while that I was working a little too much inside genre, so I just sort of decided to try to fragment it and open it up to other things. But I really like, if I write a song that reminds me of something that would show up on a Hank Williams record or something like that, I feel wonderful about it. It's nice to feel that you're in that zone with the masters. But on the other hand, if you did nothing but that, you'd be kind of in my opinion, a boring revival act. And I'd like to contribute something kind of different than that.
You've got, you look at the website and Bloodshot's, and there's still dates on there for the summer. And this is a big time for you to be playing festivals and other things, and those are not going to happen. So you've made an adjustment. You did the Hideout Twitch not too long ago. I think it was last week. And you've done other Zoom type performances. So are you liking that? Are you liking the fact that you communicate in a different way?
You know, I got to say, not to sound like crass, but it's great to be able to make money. We just got paid for the one we did last night for a venue that I play in Massachusetts, and we had to cancel, and they did something online. And people are so generous, you know. It's really moving in that way. As a performance, you know, it's like, it's not the best. I mean, sitting at home here and imagining an audience, and my wife's making snarky comments over there, and clapping, two hands clapping. It's just not, the give and take is not quite the same.
Well, why don't we get a song out of you, and then we'll wrap the show. What do you want to play here?
Didn't the show actually end like 11 minutes ago?
This is the overtime. This is the.
But the show ended about 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah, who gives a shit, right? What are you gonna play?
All right, here's a sort of pandemically related tune, I guess, but I wrote it a long time ago.
Robbie Fulks.
I like being left alone. I like chocolate pie, a clear blue sky, and a glass of Coderone. Yeah, I like summer, I like fall, I like music, but most of all, I like being left alone. I'm talking about sales reps, I'm talking about the government, I'm talking about the children, and I'm talking about you. My time's like a sweet plum, everybody wants some, but I'd rather be lonesome, I'd rather be blue. I like being left alone, keep me well away from the PDA, the traffic and the telephone. Don't care how little, how much I earn, if I can get one thing in return. Just like being left alone. Don't have to sit and hold hands, you've already got the gold band. You say I'm talking like an old man, maybe that's true, but what's the harm to sit and think some, at worst a little wisdom. You can paint the town crimson, I'll just stay blue. I like being left alone, I like chocolate pie, a clear blue sky, a glass of Coderone. Yeah, I like water, I like air, I like space, but not to share. I like being left alone. Yeah, I like summer and I like fall, but the thing that thrills me most of all, I like being not necessarily sick and in the hospital, but being left alone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, great.
There you go. Robbie Fulks. How about that, man? Great stuff. Thank you so much, man. This is
Robbie, you're
awesome.
one of the best.
One of
We
the
love
best.
You too, TJ.
It's Robbie Fulks, Bloodshot Records. You can find him online. And where are you playing next? Do you know what you're going to do next?
By the way, great to see Michelle. I haven't seen her in like 20 years, maybe almost.
Wow.
But we worked in a show a while back, and so hi to her. I'm playing next nowhere. Everything's being canceled. But
Do you have any Zooms? Do you have any Zoom meetings? Some
yeah,
special
I'm doing
Zooms?
something tomorrow for somebody, and then Yeah, like
Yeah,
I got
right.
like 5 or 6 shows in the next 2 weeks, and I put them all on my Facebook page.
All right, there you go. Go to Robbie's Facebook page. Robbie Fulks, thanks, buddy.
Thanks, Robbie.
Thanks for coming on.
Robbie.
Thanks for having me.